Let's just start recording straight away. So Excel is a very important package, and it has a way of communicating with many packages. If you want something in SPSS, you want to analyze in a pinful or starter, you save in Excel. Anything in Excel you can easily import. It's Excel that communicates with almost all of them. So it's very, very important. So now the following day we look at, so in Excel I will not want to look at how we import something from Excel. You just put into SPSS and analyze. You can just clean it and analyze. Sometimes when some people that don't know, if they want you to help them analyze, they say they don't know anything, they don't have SPSS, and I say, okay, open Excel, enter it into Excel and send. Some people say they don't know how to even open Excel. Sometimes you have to ask them to send the questionnaire to you so that you put it, create the field on Excel and ask it to them for them to enter. Now, we are going to look at the sorting tomorrow, summarize data, all these descriptive statistics to run frequency and calculate, get mean, percentage. Then how do you collapse continuous variable? Like when you collect age now, the age is not the way it comes. You go to table it on your book. You have to range it. No, that's why some people are afraid of. And what they do is that when they are collecting the data, they say they already range age 20 to 39, 30 to 39. That is rubbish, because at the end of the day, it has lost a lot of value, because you cannot calculate the mean, because that age is not age original age, it's age category you are collecting. And if you publish the work or you do the work, then that's no. Why don't you use other category? Why do you use this form of category? You cannot go back to the field because you already categorize it before you go to the field. But rather enter the age directly. When you enter the age directly, whichever way you want to categorize it, there's a way you can collapse it and categorize it. And it's not only age, any continuous variable. You can categorize and make it categorical variable the way you want. If you do it this way, you don't want it again, or some people say you don't want it like that, you redo it. It's there for you. And you can calculate the mean also. But if you have categorized it before you collect your data, you have to use hand to calculate your mean, not computer. Splitting data, you see that some situation you are having what we call comparative study, two group study. When you are supposed to enter it together, it's only that there will be a variable that will differentiate urban from rural. So you enter it together in the same file, and you run it. When you want to split, you want to run it separately. It's that splitting data that will help. Now we have exploring data. The third day, we are going to explore data for normality. Want to know, is this data normally distributed? Then sometimes if it's not normally distributed, you may want to transform it. Then we can how to do logarithm transformation, because that's the most important transformation, how to do transformation. Then computing new variable from existing one. Apart from the fact that you can range a continuous variable, you can compute new variable. For example, BMI. BMI, you calculate, you get the age, and you get the weight rather, and the height, and you compute it. But some people, they body themselves after they have collected. They are taking measurement of about 400 people, the height and weight. They now begin to use calculator to compute the BMI and be entering it. Double work. Somebody did that before when I was in Lut. He brought his something and he said, I've calculated the BMI. I said, who sent you? Who sent you? Computer will calculate it for you. It's a derived variable. You don't get the BMI from the feet. You only get the height and the weight. So why are you calculating with that? He says she suffer. I say you suffer of ignorance because of ignorance around that you. So computing new variable from existing one, like BMI, like many other things, waist ratio, there are many other things you can calculate. Then using Boolean logic to select cases and create new variable. In fact, if you do that, if you follow our statistics, our lecture, I gave a lecture on all those series of lecture on probability. We talk about Boolean logic there. When you are talking of intersection, you are talking of A and B, A or B, those logic, they are Boolean logic. So if you don't understand it very well, you may not be able to analyze data. For example, now, if you want to know prevalence of hypertension, there are 3 things that define hypertension, or let's say 4 things. You see, the history of hypertension is there. Yes, well, 3. History. Because somebody that has history is hypertensive. If you measure the blood pressure, it may be normal by that time because it's being controlled. But it doesn't preclude the fact that it's hypertensive. So you take history. If the patient say it's hypertensive, you mark it. Then you measure your blood pressure, systolic and diastolic. So if somebody is hypertensive is in 1, if the blood pressure is above normal in 1 of them, the person is hypertensive. In both of them, the person is hypertensive. If it's systolic, that is higher than normal. That's systolic hypertension, it's hypertension. If it's diastolic blood pressure that is higher than normal, that's diastolic hypertension, it's hypertension. If it is both, it's still hypertension. Can you see what defines hypertension is? History of hypertension, diastolic hypertension, and systolic hypertension. So when you want to know the prevalence, when you analyze it now, you must understand this Boolean logic to bring it out. So I want to also, that's the timetable. Then, well, that is true. I didn't even. So let's introduce ourselves because I quickly presented the timetable. I want to introduce. Let us introduce us so that we're going to be interactive, so that you get to know yourself. The people in the class here get to know ourselves better, and I want expectation. So it goes like that. When you introduce, I will call you the way you are. I'm seeing you on my own screen. I don't know the way you are seeing people on your own screen. So you all know me. I'm in the middle of the screen. I'm Drew Clement Dolapo. I'm a public consultant, public physician, and a statistician, and management consultant also. I'm a freelance consultant. So I have my own, what do I call it? I have leverage consulting as a firm. So, and this leverage statistic is under leverage consulting. So I do more than that. The leverage consulting also do evaluation, study, and many other things. So, capacity building. I don't know. I want Dr. Paul, you are the first one I saw on the screen. So you just introduce, just give within 1 minute a summary of yourself and let us know your expectation. Why your expectation in this, 1 or 2 expectation, what you expect to gain in this training, this workshop. Dr. Paul, you have the floor.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Paul Ajayi, Senior Registrar in the Department of Community Medicine. You are Specialty Teaching Hospital. You are Edo State.
Okay.
My expectation is, sir.
I say Irua, yes,
hello.
Irua.
I work with Irua Specialty Teaching Hospital.
Yes, we are hearing you. Yes,
yeah, Irua. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so my expectation is to build capacity and to be versed in statistics generally. I want to improve myself on the knowledge of statistics.
That's great.
Improve my skills. That is it. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome. So, Dr. Omoregbe, Isaac.
Good evening, sir.
Very good.
And good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. I am Omoregbe Isaac Newton, and I'm so happy to be in this group. I've been receiving some nutrients for some time now, and by the grace of God, I'm growing. And this particular workshop is something I actually am happy to be part of. I work in, I'm a senior registrar in the Department of Community Medicine, Irua Specialist Teaching Hospital. My expectations are, I want to be very good in analyzing data. I want to be of help to myself, my colleagues, and everyone around me that needs my help in terms of analyzing data for them. Secondly, I want to also have good knowledge in statistics. And at the end, I will become a biostatistician. These are some of the skills I hope to acquire before I leave the system. So, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, welcome. So if there is noise, I may decide to mute everybody here, but when you want to talk, you mute yourself. Dr. Kayode.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. I appreciate the opportunity given to me to be part of this training. I'm Dr. Kayode, Senior Registrar at the Department of Internal Medicine, Obafemi Awolowo University, Respiratory Unit. My expectation is that at the end of this training, I want to have a grasp knowledge of SPSS, and I'll be able to at least to be able to navigate or talk freely when it comes to SPSS. As I'm starting at 0 level now, I don't know much about SPSS.
Okay, thank you.
I believe at the end of the day, I'll be a better individual. Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Dr. Joyce. Ikeoye.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I am Dr. Nkoye Joyce. What's happening? I'm Dr. Nkoye Joyce. Can you hear me, everyone?
We are hearing you. We are hearing you. Go on.
Okay. I'm a senior registrar in the Department of Community Medicine, Rural Specialist Teaching Hospital.
Oh, you are. Oh.
Yes, I'm still one of your students in the leverage statistics that we normally do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So my expectation for this training is for me to be good in statistics and to still build capacity, because it will help me in my project work, my part 2 project, proposal project work. And this SPSS will help me in entering and analysis of my data.
That's great. Thank God. You see all this rural contingent. It's like Dr. Paul and Dr. Joyce. Is Dr. Morigi that refer you, that introduce you to leverage, right? Because
yes, sir.
I don't know who introduced Morigi anyway, but I know that I've been seeing him, and he told me that some people will be part of, we join. I didn't even know, but when you now started seeing rural, I say I know that it must be Dr. Morigi handiwork. Okay, thank you for that. Dr. Afolabi.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Afolabi Larry. I'm a senior registrar in the Department of Pediatrics, Federal Medical Center, Vida. Well, my expectation at the end of this training include the fact that I want to be able to navigate through SPSS in data analysis, and to have general, improvement in capacity building in data analysis generally. And I hope with the caliber of Dr. Drew Dolapo Clement, who is anchoring this program, I believe I will be able to do them. Thank you.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, Dr. Lamingo, John Lamingo.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
And good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Dr. John Lamingo. I'm a senior registrar. I train in LUT, but right now I'm with Ministry of Health, Public Health Emergency Operations Center.
Is it LUT or JUT?
In LUT.
Okay, LUT, okay.
Yeah, but right now I'm working with Gombe State Ministry of Health, Public Health Emergency Operations Center.
Okay,
My
but
expectations
you are in community medicine. You are in community medicine in Lut, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, sir. So
Go on.
I want my expectations are I want to acquire skills in data analysis to master statistics and how to help myself and my other colleagues in analyzing their data.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Dr. Daniel.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Daniel. I'm currently rounded on my posting with Department of Community Health Lut about resuming to work at Abuja. I actually work with Federal Ministry of Health. I'm currently analyzing my data for my part 2, both for West Africa and national. So my expectation is that I have a graph. Before now, I have a knowledge of EpiInfo, which I've used during my MPH, but I don't have much. I don't know much about SPSS. So my expectation is at the end, I should be able to develop competency and skills on SPSS so that I can use it to complete my data and subsequent research that I'm engaging using SPSS. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Madam Okoro.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Clementina Okoro, and then I'm delighted to participate in this training. Thank you so much, Dr. Juro Dolapo, for the privilege of having this training. My expectation from this training is that at the end of the 3 days training, I'll be able to have an increased knowledge and better skills on SPSS, so that at least even if I'm not able to handle analysis that all by myself, I'll be able to have better insights on analysis using SPSS package. Thank you so much.
Can you tell us who you are, or maybe you are here in London, where you are working, just like that?
I am in Abuja.
You don't tell who you are. Who are you in Abuja? Are you...
I work with the Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
That the FCT Primary Care Development Agency. Some people don't want to say who they are, that they are director or whatever. They don't want to say it. Okay, Mrs. Akiola, there's one person that just joined now. Just to introduce yourself and your expectation, that's all. Oh, it's not there. Mrs. Akiola. Okay, maybe it's not there. Let's continue. Now, about your expectation, I believe that they are good ones, and I can see that we have a lot of people from Lut, a lot of people from Irua, and I did my residency in Lut also in that department, and I believe that especially those of you that you are going, you may be there, may be retained there. I know that some are in the ministry already, but those of you that will be there so that you can transform the place. When I was there, it was like even as a senior registrar, as a junior registrar, that was how my adventure started. So it is doable. All those increase your knowledge, your skill, will make you by statistician, by excellent. They are doable. And all you need to do is to persevere. And we'll be discussing the rest. But let's go into business right away. And what the modality here is that if you look at it, I've sent the data file, some of the data file we'll be using. And most of you do have, if not all, you have the SPSS installed on your system. So what we want to do now is to start right away. Want to start with, please prove their innocence in 10 days. They will be considered guilty of this crime, and then they will all be burnt alive in a public. So I've voted everyone. It's only when you want to talk, you unmute yourself. Now, go straight. I've shared the timetable. We've gone through the timetable. But what we want to know now is to how do you open SPSS? And I will do that. I will demonstrate it. I'll have somebody to do it also. It's going to be hands-on. Hands-on. So because the first thing on the timetable, maybe I should show you again, is opening after our opening session, introduction, expectation. I say opening SPSS. That is the first thing on the timetable. So how do you open? The only thing is that I will just click on the icon. There are different ways to open it. I will click on the icon before I share, because without clicking on the icon, I will not be able to share with you. So that is the only difference. If let's say it's a physical training, you can see it the way it is better. It's still the same thing. Now, let me just open I have the icon here. Let me just click on the icon. I have SPSS 21, is it 20 and 21 and 25? So let me just, okay. Let me just share what I just done now. I think you can see the screen now. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. We can see, sir.
Yes. So this is what Dr. Omoregbe, when he was sharing with us, if you notice, this is what you saw there.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, this is what you saw there. So there are many things you want to know. Okay, you want to open an existing file, because look at some file I've opened recently. They are lined. You see them lining up there. So because he just installed, there was no file lining up in his own. They say open another file. The icon was on open another file. This one was on before open recent file. That recent file is this first one, the most recent. That's where I can, if I click on it, you open it. If I say open another file, if you see what he did, what happened to Dr. Omoregbe's own was that he click on open another file. Immediately it gives you a dialog box like this. It gives you dialog box. In the dialog box, it just assume that you look for it. What you are seeing now, that's what happened in Dr. Omoregbe. So you look for what you have to now search. Where is it? That particular thing you want to open. Where is it? Now, there are if it may, another option is that you may say that let me cancel this one. You may want to open a data set. So or new, you can see new file here. New file just means that you want to open new. If you click on it, you go and open. Sorry, something. That's way. Sorry, it opened it, it just went off. So you can see it just open a new blank space. So let me go further. Let me go back to the where we were, so that because I want to create that different scenario. There's no, let me stop sharing this one. Yeah, this was where I was. So if this one is still there, it has opened that one for me. This one is just the starting point of the SPSS. So the option when you click on the icon, you know my own, I put the icon on the toolbar, on the taskbar rather. Taskbar, yes. Taskbar is the bar, the horizontal, where you see your icon. Taskbar means that you are working on. You can put it on the start bar. Start bar is where you want to, on the right side like this, where you say start, you see the program. So I'm sure some of you, when you want to open it on the start bar, whichever way, either on the toolbar you put it, but when you click on it, it will give you this option. But the one beautiful thing also, I was telling you, is that for SPSS version 25 now, maybe and above, you can even go to the document and open automatically. If you open SPSS, you open that document, and if you have SPSS document, let me just go. Let me even cancel out. Let me close all those. Let me close all those things and open now. I want to close them. I will do something now. I'm trying to close them. You may not see. I will show you what I want to do. Just a minute. So I've closed everything now about the SPSS. But I want to go and check something. I will go to the document. I will show you what I want to do. Let me share what I've done. One thing with Zoom is that if you don't make attempt to just open something, even if you have not opened the file, if it is just a dialog box, you won't be able to share anything. So that's what I've just done now. Guys, this is what so I'm looking for something now. I just opened this place. What the screen you are seeing, I'm looking for something. So inside this file now, I have some file that are already SPSS, some are Excel, different things. So maybe you just have the file in your document, and it's in SPSS. Look at, let's click on BMI. BMI, this file is one of the files I sent to you. I sent 2 files to you, skin lesion and BMI. So all I need to do is to double click. If it is this latest version, 25 and above, as you double click on it, you see what you do. If you open SPSS and open the file and open SPSS, can you see? I think if you can see, let me know. Somebody just indicate if you can see. Just tell me if you can see.
Yes, I can see, sir.
You see, immediately I double click on it. It opened that SPSS 25 and now open this the data for you. So it make it easy. And that's why in analysis, there's no, I don't think there's any more difference between that version 20, 21, and 25. But those are the simple things that make it different. So somebody is raising hand. Yes. Dr. Morige.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I want to ask, sir, what about those of us that already has version 21 in the same system? How will it open?
It's open. It's open. You have 21, you also install 25, right? Is that not so?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. They are separate. Me, I have the 2 versions. I have 21 and that 25 also. I have that 21. Is it 21 or 20? I think it's 21. I have it. I also have this 25. So maybe that one better. If you look at it now, immediately if you can try it. Even close the one you have done now, close it. If you close it, just close it. Go to the document that has SPSS. Maybe go to this that other one. Just go to the code and double click. Automatically, it will open that 25 for you and now open that thing. But it doesn't do that with the lower version. That's just it. So it makes life easy. Issue of hey, I cannot open where to open it. It doesn't come. Because you just go and look for this folder. You have that has SPSS, double click. And if you now want to create new something, through it, you can go to file and create new. Can you see my icon now on file? I can go and create new. I want to create new SPSS file so that I enter another data to read into it. It will give it to you.
So we are not seeing again.
Oh, sorry. I think I share. Why can't you see? Because I share it now. Okay. Can you see what you can see? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see now.
This is the one I went to open the BMI. So please, if you cannot see talk, so you can go to file here now. I can open new one, blank one. So sometimes if you have this version 25 with you, if you have a folder, a SPSS file in your phone, you just go and look for the way it is and double click on it. Somebody is making noise. I have to mute everybody again. Somebody is making noise. So all I need to do is for you to go look for that file. Just double click on it. It will open the version 25. So if you want to even create new one, all you need to, if you have opened the existing one, you have access. Just say file, open, data, new data. Can you see it's a blank one? Because we are going to work on the blank one also. So I wouldn't know if somebody can demonstrate that, do that. Somebody can just open the Zoom, just open a folder where you store the SPSS. Okay, like this BMI I sent to you now, where did you store it? Hello? Fine. You go mark we later more meeting, our meeting on Zoom. Who will do that? Or what you want to do that? You are raising your hand. Somebody should just open. Don't go out. Just open where you store the downloaded any SPSS file, or it may be the BMI that I sent to you. Just open it and share with us on the Zoom. So share with us. Who will do that? Because it's practical. It's not a mystery. Somebody should do that. Who will do that? Is it already? Are you still raising your hand or what?
Okay, sir. Let me try.
Okay. That's Dr. Ajayi, right?
No, Omorigbe, sir.
Okay, somebody has done it. Okay. This is the Clementina, right? Madam Clementina. Who shared this one? People talk now. Who shared this one? Madam Clementina, right? Please, are you people not hearing me?
It's looking like Mata Akinola or something.
We are hearing
yes,
you.
Mata Akinola. Okay, is it Mata Akinola? Is it Mata that share?
I think so, yes.
No, it's Clementina, because when it was coming out, it's Clementina I saw. But the person is not there. Anyway.
Maybe network.
Maybe network. Okay. The issue there is that I didn't. The person didn't wait. I didn't say you have. The person has already opened the SPSS. That share. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to open as if you want to go into a folder, your document, and share that one. From that way, you now try to look for where that document is. You can stop sharing.
Sir, I want to ask, sir, how do we get to that file? Because we can easily get to.
That is what I'm saying. That is what Madam Clementina, stop sharing. It's Madam Clementina that share. Stop sharing. This Zoom, I should be able to stop. Well, let me share my. Yes. Don't worry. I will override the person. Don't worry. I will override our sharing very soon. I will override our sharing since maybe it's doing something else. You know, people can be at home and be doing many things. Can you see my screen? Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Can you see what I sharing? What I did? So somebody that was asking the question, who asked me the question, how do you get there to that folder? Who is the person that asked the question?
Omorigbe, sir.
Okay. What I'm saying is that just the way you open, how do you open your document in your computer? Any document stays stored inside the computer, how do you open it?
I will go to the document and open.
So go to your computer now. Outside the Zoom, just click on document. Immediately you click on that document, share with us before you even go there, because you cannot just share anything unless you click on something on your computer. If you don't click on something, you can share. The Zoom will not allow you to share for us to see. Just click as if you are going to document. Just click, even if it is desktop or whatever. Just click. Immediately you click on it, share with us. I will not direct you. Let me stop sharing. Do that now. Because I'm taking time, because these are the rudiments. The one step after the other.
Okay.
Or if you cannot do that, somebody just share something, click on your document and share. Sharing screen just to go to share screen, this green arrow, share screen. When you click on it, that thing you have opened, you will see. You just double click on it, it will show us. So is it that you cannot see anything? That was what I just did. Okay. You have started sharing. Yes, you know, it's the same thing Madam Clementina did, you did now. That's not what I want you to do. Because what you people did now, you have already opened your SPSS. You can't just share with us. I just want you to, I want people, how do you get there? How do you get there? Who will share? Dr. Joyce or Dr. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So what is happening to your, oh, let's see your screen. Share your screen with us. Just share your computer, share your screen with us.
My computer has an issue. You cannot
Okay. Whose computer? Dr. Lamingo. Share your screen. Okay,
Yes,
Dr. Larry is sharing his screen. Yes, something like this. Just share something. No. Yes, you even share your yes. Share your desktop, yes.
I share.
Yes.
Yes. That's my Facebook page.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking of. So you share something, you go and look for, it's just like the way you go to your desktop or your document, you go and look for where you store that particular thing in Spss. So if you don't have it installed, the thing will not come out like this. It will just like all those, when you do something like a note, you know, this notepad has no shape. It will show you something like that. But if you have it installed, it will give you this thing out, the icon. So double click on that BMI, you see what will happen. If you open SPSS, if it is, you have the version 5, it will open it. Double click on it. Let's see. And now double click on that BMI. Your this is not there. We are not seeing any. Put your cursor on BMI and double click on it.
Whose screen is this?
What is happening? Okay, if you cannot, you can let me override your this thing. All you need
This
to
is
do, put
Clementina.
your
Dr.
double click.
Clementina.
Yes. Oh, wait. So
Click.
who is sharing? Is it, oh, is Clementina that is Madam Clementina that is sharing the screen, right? Okay, I think we proceed.
Sorry.
Were you the one that shared the screen?
To share.
I say, Dr. Larry Afolabi shared the screen. I say you should open this thing.
Somebody opened after my own, so I couldn't go there to get to the page again.
Okay, open your own now. You see?
I should open my own now.
Open your screen, yes. Share the screen. Share the screen. You are your screen with us now.
Okay, I'm coming. So let me share. Are you see my page now?
It's coming out. It's coming up. It's just like a booting some process. Okay. That's great. Can you see what we are saying now? So this is where
this is my
went to his
BMI.
Double click on that.
I should click twice.
Double click on it. Or you can right click and open.
I've double clicked. I've already double clicked.
And your computer is, maybe the RAM is very, your computer is slow.
Maybe it's slow somehow.
Okay. Maybe what is the RAM? Maybe all these old computer you refuse to change that you are using.
Oh, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Go on.
Hello.
Go on.
Okay, I think it's opening now.
Okay.
I've already. This is it, sir.
And go ask your question. Yes. Can you see? Can you see now? But I don't know why.
I've already opened it before. It's opened already.
Well, what we are just trying to demonstrate is that, you see, that's it. Why did you open it? Close it. We are demonstrating something. Maybe that, which version do you have?
I should close it again.
Wait, which version of Spss do you have?
25.
25. Close 25. It. Don't open it. Close it completely. If you go there, you will see that double click.
Yes. I've already closed it. It just opened itself now.
It's not just open, it's when you double click on it. That's what I told you now. Yes. And what it didn't show us is that maybe because of your screen stuff, if you look at my own, it will show you immediately you double click, it will show version 25 opening. Immediately it will not show you.
Okay. This one has been opened up. It has been opened already.
Okay, no problem. I think we proceed. Let's proceed now. Let's proceed. So you can stop sharing.
Oh, sir, should I share my own?
All right.
Oh, we want to share your own now. Okay. Share your own. Stop sharing, Dr. Afalabi. Share your own, Dr. Mori.
It's okay.
Yes, sir.
Who want to share? Share. Let's see.
I want everybody to unshare his own.
Share your own now.
Don't share your own, it will override it.
Share your own, it will override it. It will ask you to override, just continue, yes. Hey. This is really big. You took us to Benin Kingdom now.
So should I open?
Yeah, double click. Can you see? Can people see?
Yes.
Can you see now? As you double click on it now, it automatically opens that version 35 and it will open what you are looking for. Can you see? Okay. I think you can stop sharing and people can see what I'm saying. Stop sharing. Anybody, you have any question concerning this? So even in your own computer, you can try it. But I wouldn't know if it works like that for any version that is not 25. For those versions, you have to go and open the Spss first. Then you go and look for that thing and open it. But those people that have version that are not this, I don't know, they can try. Who has version that is not 25? Maybe you should try for, let's see. Madam Akinola, have you installed the Spss?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's fine. Share with us now. Let's see.
I'm using my phone. I don't know, it's not my laptop I'm using.
But you have installed it on your laptop.
I had the version 20. So I've put like 100 data. So I was feeling it's working.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Version 20 is okay. It's okay. It's working well. But the issue is that you need to have to be sincere with you. If you want to learn the thing, you have to connect with your computer. When you connect with us with your computer, we ask you to share. You can display something. That's how we learn the analysis. What you are doing, everybody is looking at it. What other people are doing, you are looking at it. That's all. So
yes, like what they put, I have it. The data view and the variable view. I think I know that one.
Okay, no problem. So we want to start. Let's go through the windows now in Spss.
Okay, sir.
So now you can see what I've shared now. This is what I opened at that time. This is what I opened. I want to open. Before immediately I open, you see something will happen because it's an existing data file. Immediately I open, it opened two windows for us. Two windows. How do I know?
Okay.
But you may not be able to know because on the screen, you will not, if on the taskbar where the Spss icon is, you put your icon on it, your cursor on it, it will be showing you the two windows. But if you want to know also, if you come to window, can you see window icon here? Can you see? Can you see the window icon? That window icon, if you are click on it, you see what is showing me. It's showing, if you click on it, it's showing some output. All those things are open. It's showing, what do I call it? Can you see output? Let me go and close something. I think I've opened one new one that is opening, so I don't want it to interfere ahead. Doesn't interfere. Look at the window. Immediately you open something, it gives you two windows. The one in row 1 is the output. Can you see output? Can you see? Then the one in row 2, if that one is the data set, is Spss data editor. Can you see? This output is the IBM Spss statistic viewer. That is the output. The one say data editor. So we have two windows now that you open. Data editor window, that's the one you are looking at now. You are seeing, that is where we enter data. That is data editor. And the name implies, that's why you edit your data. The other window is the output window. If I click on it now, can you see? That is the result window. Can you see the output window, or you are not seeing?
Yes.
Can you see it?
We have seen it.
So you see the output
No, it does
window.
not show, no.
Okay, well, don't worry.
Output window has not shown.
Yes, don't worry. I know the reason. You know, the zoom, if you don't go and show it, it will not show. Look at it. Can you see it now? If you don't go and share it separately, can you see it now? Me, I want response, please. If it's only one person that responds, so I know that you are seeing it. Can you see the output window?
Yeah.
It's different from, it's like a blank something. That's where the result going is. So it's not like it doesn't have data inside. Can you see? That is the, you can check it in your own computer. Once you open a document in Spss, like if you give you the two window, data editor window, that's where your data is. Then the output window, believing that you want to, as you are analyzing, the result will be coming to the output window. The result will be coming to the output window. You're going to see later, those are the two windows that will first of all compare. The Spss has many other windows. You can open through this output window. When we run some analysis now, it shows table. We can edit table. We can double click on it. It will show us table editor window. Then if you plot graph, if you can edit the graph, if you double click on it, it takes you to the graph editor window, chart editor window. It's just like if you enter your city room. From the city room, you can enter your bedroom. From your bedroom, you can enter your toilet room. Can you see now? So the data, through the viewer window, which is the result window, you can enter into table pivot window, which is where you can that is where you can edit table. We're going to do that when we run some analysis. So just first of all know that there are two windows that will come to you, data editor window and which even this result window, if you put your icon also, I don't know if you are seeing that. You see the window will show. The window will show you, click on it. It will be showing you the two. Can you see? The output window. The other time we were in the data editor window, it checked the box of the data editor window. This time, because we're in the output window, it checked the box of the output window or the viewer window. So if I click on this one, it will take me there. Though it will not show you because I need to share it. Then it will take me there automatically. I will see it if I click on this one. So you can navigate from between the two windows by using this window. Another way you can navigate, we usually use that. If you put your cursor on your taskbar, the Spss this, you cannot see that one. I'm seeing it now as I do it because you cannot see it on the Zoom. If you put your cursor on the taskbar, the Spss icon on the taskbar, it will be hovering. It will show you the two windows. If you want to move, click on the other, you want to change to the other window. So those are the two ways you can change to those windows. Now, I want to quickly, if you look at it, if you look at the outlay of the viewer window and data editor window, there are many things that are the same. Most of them are the same. The icons are there. But let's go to that data editor window. And this is the data editor window. Let's now explore. Let's quickly look at some icons. So the first one I want us to look at those icons. And you see file. File is like any other window file. Just like what you see in Microsoft window, Microsoft Word, Excel, file. That's where you want to open new, or you want to open old, you want to save something. That's all those things you see in file with any window like Word, Microsoft Word is the same thing for this SPSS. Now, the next icon is edit. This edit, the most useful thing you can do here, when you want to undo, can you see? You know, you can make mistake, you are typing something, you make mistake, you can undo or redo. So that's the other thing you can do here, a meaningful thing you can do here. Then viewer, you get to know later. This view, there's something you do also. Like the grid now, if I want to remove the grid, can you say you are seeing the grid line for the SPSS? If I want to remove the grid now, if I click on the grid here, uncheck it, can you see that the grid has removed? Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
The grid has removed. So it's just to view some things. And apart from that, the most important thing you get to know later, what you do with that grid. Okay, maybe let me just give you, let me just click on value label. You will notice something. Male, female came out here. Look at the fourth column. You see some male, female, urban, rural. If I go back and click on that view and click on that label, it's the number that comes. But we'll see you see later. Don't worry. Then data. What you do under the icon data, what it does is that's where we do sorting, splitting file, creating. When I say we are going to create want to group, categorize continuous variable, that is where we're going to do the operation under data. Transform. If there are some other thing you do under transform also. You know, I told you that this fetch data, you want to do some selection and split. Under the transform, if you want to range the continuous variable, or you want to do any other transformation, either logarithm transformation, or you want to create new variable, like for example, BMI. If I want to compute BMI, that's where the compute is. So if I want to compute BMI from weight and height, that's where I will go. If I want to, maybe I have the age there, I want to range into 20 to 29, all those ones, 30 to 39, 40, that's where I will come to also under the transform. Analyze, of course, that's the reason for the statistic. All the commands in analysis is under analyze. And you know, as you see it, one step leads to the other, because under the analyze, you can see, if you, let's say regression, other you have option, different type of regression. If it is what correlate, you see option. If it is compare mean, you see option. Anything forecasting, you see option. Different thing, you see many options. So all the analysis, either simple or complex, is here. So it's sincere with you. If I tell you that, even me that I'm trying to giving this lecture will be doing a lot of analysis. I don't know 10% of, I can't use 10% of all this. I'm telling you, because we are going to do all this regression, all the different things, you know, our leg workshop will be going, we'll go to see complex analysis. I'm telling you that I don't know all the 10% of things here. And you don't need to know, because you cannot know everything. Even the people that did it also, they don't know. Because just like market, the stock, the place with different things. Depends on which one anybody want to, just like a library, school library. Law is there, different things, there, the same thing. So even in this analysis now, you don't need to know everything, but you just need to know what you need to know, and you know enough to do what you need to know. So now, the graph, if you want to plot graph, no, this is where you plug that. But you will see later that this graph of a thing is maybe half useless, because most of the time, the only graph when we say we want to plot with SPSS would be anything that has to do with normal continuous variable, you know, that has to do with normal distribution, like histogram, box and whisker, all those things. Those are the graphs. All these pie chart, bar chart, because it doesn't look fine. We prefer moving our data to Excel and use Excel, because Excel produces a final chart. But there are some charts that they are inbuilt for all those continuous, you can do it here. But still, sometimes there's a place you can do the analysis and plot those graphs without coming to the graph here. As you continue in the usage, you go to see that we are going to plot histogram. You don't even need to come to this icon graph here. Then you plot me, do many things. You don't need to come. Even if I want to do scatter graph, I prefer using Excel because it gives final. I have a way of sending the something to Excel and do the scatter graph with Excel because it gives you fine something. Where your starter is now better, you like it more than SPSS is it produce final graph than SPSS. Starter produce final, the graph are neater. The SPSS graph is not good, it's not neat, it's not fine. But when it comes to learning statistics, SPSS is better because it's simpler, it makes it simpler. But when it's going to come to producing graph. Then utility. Now this one now has to do with the many things you can do. This software is not for data analysis. There are many things you can do. So you can see maybe samples or whatever. There are many things you can do. Me, I don't even know most of the things there. That's why they call utilities. It's just like you buy the phone. The phone we buy now. You discover that you can't even, the function of that phone, you don't use up to 10%. Apart from you all do WhatsApp, do the, it has GPS, that's many things you can use your phone to do, but you don't even explore. The more you explore, the more you see what you can use the phone to do. So this thing it goes beyond this data analysis, that's all that thing. That's the utility. Then extension. This one is just about your installation or whatever, all those things. It has to do with the software itself, but it has nothing to do with the statistics. The window I've already explained it. Help, like any other app, you know, you know when you say you are having issue with your software, help, you'll be able to ask your question, attend to something. But let me tell you something. You cannot learn statistics. You cannot even learn the thing very well using help. The help of SPSS cannot help you. That's just it. The help cannot help you. If I'm not, you can teach yourself SPSS, so, but it has to be somebody. There are many books, people that are written books, experts that are written books on how to use SPSS. Those are the ones that help you. Their own help does not help. If you click on it, go and try it. The reason is very simple. The people that develop the software, they are not even statisticians, not that they don't have knowledge of statistics. Of course, they can bring statisticians to help them with some formula. They are programmers, people that do programming. So some of the help they put there, they don't even make meaning. You may not understand many things. So that is just the summary of those icons here. And some of them, of course, all these icons you are seeing, some of those, all these things we are talking, those are the icons, shortcut for those things. That if you click on that, like this, undo, redo, you remember under the edit, we saw the redo and undo, even the graph and many other things. Now, I don't know if there's any question so that we proceed. Is there any question on what I just to give you overview of those icons on the SPSS window? And if you go to, instead of data editor window, you go to viewer window, you will see that it's the same thing. I've just explained, all of them are there, the same thing. All of them are there. Now, let me go back. So, any question? Now, if we did that question, let's now look at the data editor window. You know, we have already.
Hello, sir.
Okay, go on.
Let me ask a question, sir.
Okay, ask your question.
Yeah, you spoke about SPSS as being very user friendly.
I cannot hear you. Speak loud.
About, you spoke about SPSS as being user friendly.
Yes.
Then you also mentioned Starter as being one that produces a final graph or chart or something.
I said that yes. Okay, go on.
Are those just the only two that we can use for data analysis? Are there other ones?
I'm just comparing it to plenty. We have, when you talk about graph, HAR. Have you heard of HAR?
HAR, yes.
It's produced best, yes, the best colorful graph, even some of them three-dimensional colorful graph. But the HAR, it require programming language. for you to understand. And that is why for you to understand R is free. That's some people that do it free. So you have to, it has a lot of knowledge base there. It's free. Many people contributed to it, but you need knowledge of programming, some knowledge of programming for you to use it. And to be sincere with you, to learn statistics, the simplest I have seen is SPSS. Then SAS, there are some regions they don't, SPSS appear to be the most popular, but we have SAS, Statistical Analysis Software, SAS, I don't know if you have heard of it also. That was also maybe competing with SPSS, but not up to SPSS in popularity. And the most expensive among them is SPSS, because that is it has the best graphical user interface, because the company, most company, organization, that's what they use because it's simpler. It's simpler. But the world of academic, they prefer Stata, the world of academic, because they are into research. It's somebody that is writing paper, analyzing all the time. So it's just like a P-info. If you are not a frequent user, you will not understand, you will forget it. It's P-info, but it's not as user-friendly as Stata. But Stata, as a SPSS, if you didn't even use it for many years, if you pick it, you'll be able to pick something and do what you want to do. It doesn't cost much to learn it, because they are business people, they are developing over the time just to make it life easy for people. So I think that's what I want to take up from there. And as I've told you, me, I don't use SPSS to plot graph. I don't use it to plot graph. I don't use the graph from it. But on few occasions, and most of the time, the graph will show, nobody will ask you histogram. We rather ask you pie chart, bar chart, line graph, and scatter graph. Even the scatter graph is better. I prefer using Excel to plot it because it's finer. So I think now we have talked about the two windows, data editor window, which we are seeing now, and the viewer window. Now, this same data editor window, there are two views. Look at it. The one you are looking at is called data view. But the other one beside it, if you click on it, is variable view. This is variable view. The difference between the two of them is that for the variable view, that is where you first of all create your questionnaire. Those of you that use, what do I call it, P4 or whatever, you have to first of all create questionnaire file. When you create questionnaire, does the questionnaire file just mean that you know the difference between variable and data? You have said it. Variable is the characteristics that vary that the value varies from one subject to the other. The value, the recorded value of the variable is the data. For example, now, sex is a variable because we don't have the same sex. But by the time I record male, female, that's data. That's data. Age is a variable. By the time I record 23 years, 33, all those things, those records are data. So now, before you can say, I'm putting in, just like the way you create your questionnaire, you have to write the name of variable and put the option there to say, okay, tick male or female, or put a space where I put age. It's the same thing. So here now the variable is what we first of all create the variable for you. This is for age, this is for sex, this is for weight, height. Then the data view is where you now go to impute. When you now collect your data, for 400 people, number one, you will put for the first person, you will put for the second person. That's the difference between data view and variable view. So the variable view, if you look at the way it is arranged, both of them are arranged in matrix, row, and column. So the row for the variable view is the name, that is, each type of variable is in one row. Can you see that? The first one, variable serial number. Here is group. Hope you are seeing my screen. Here is group. Yes. Here is age, sex, weight. Can you see different variable on different line of the row, on different row? But what you have as the vertical, the column, is they are the characteristics, the properties of the variable. Like now, the type of variable is it numeric or string. The meaning of numeric is that is number you can put in. String means you can put either number or letter. In a pinfo is the string. Let me click on it now. Can you see? Can you see? It gives option. Numeric, comma, dot, scientific notation, date, dollar, custom, string. So why I made mention on numeric and string? Those are the two common ones. All these other ones, they are real. Dollar. I don't know why they didn't put that. But it was done in America. So now string and numeric. Numeric means is number. While string means you can add number, you can enter either number or letter or both. That's string. And in EPINFO, they call it alphanumeric. Alpha means letter, numeric. That is a letter and number. Alphanumeric. Here they call it string. Now we have width. The width here mean what is the okay? Because before I started explaining, they contain the vertical contain the property, either with the width, the decimal, the label, the value, all those I'll come and explain there. So if you look at it in the variable view now, the row show the for each variable, while the vertical show the characteristic of those variables. But if you come to data view, the row, you will now see that that's the name of the variable now move from row it was in the variable view, it now moved to vertical. Can you see those serial number, age, group age that were on the row before, it now become on the vertical. What you have on the row is the case. The case is the each person you sample. That is your subject. So if you sample 400 now, you now give them serial number 1, 2, 3, 4. You number them. Your questionnaire 1 to 400. The first one will be the one that will be on this first row. As you enter for that first person, what is serial number? You put a 1. What is the group? You belong to group 1. What is the age? The person is 64-year-old. What is the sex? It's male. What is this or weight? This is what is the height. Can you see? So everything you see on one row belongs to one person. If this person is Eunice, so this everything you go to see. So it will be as long as the number of questions in that questionnaire is. It will be as long as that. So one row belongs to one case, one subject, one sampling unit. I don't know if there's any question at this junction before I start explaining what I was explaining under the, I start explaining this, what this thing means. Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, go on.
Hello, sir.
Listen, I'm listening. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. I just want to make this clarification, at least from my own point of view, from my hand here, before we go ahead. When you were introducing, you told us about categorizing some, or let me say age or any other continuous variable that most people group them at the onset of their program, and at the end of the day, it may look somehow. So I just want to ask, sir, is it that we are not supposed to group this age or other continuous variable, because we sometimes group them to make things easier for us on the field, most especially when we are trying to compare age sex match at times. So I don't want to make that clarification because you mentioned it.
Yes. It make life easy for you when you are on the field, but it make life difficult for you when you're analyzing. So it's just like when a meeting training today, I think Madam Clementina was there also. When the person that was handling the data, he said what they are doing is just to make life. It doesn't want life to be difficult for them. So when you do whatever you like on the field, it make life easy for you on the field. But it make life difficult later for the people that are analyzing it. So when you range anything number, anything that is figure, it's better you capture it the way it is on the field. Because when you range it, what will happen is that it may make it easy by that time. Income, or to just range it, you just give me. Because people don't want to give, they may not remember. You just feel that instead of the person, you may not know how much is earning per month. But if you range it, you may be able to estimate. Even some people, they don't want to tell you their age. But they can, if you put a range, they can tick it. But all those ones, they are not excuse. Because when you do it like that, when you are not analyzing, you have lost important value. Number one, you cannot calculate the mean. You cannot calculate all the mean, median, all those, unless you can now use hand to begin to do it as if you are in when there was no computer in those days, 60 years ago, where you have to say group data. You have to now begin to use compare formula to be calculated, quarter range, calculate, be solving, using hand to solve it. And a lot of flexibility is no more there. And if you have range and somebody now say when you are defending, or somebody, one of your assessor or supervisor that say, no, who range? No, I don't want the range you have put. Then you cannot go back to the field. You have already tied yourself to that range. So those are the disadvantages, a lot of disadvantages. And the range, the one you have range is not quantitative, that become categorical variable. And the underlying variable was a quantitative one. So if you capture it the way it is on the field, you call something guesstimate. Even if somebody doesn't want to tell you the age, you would rather tell like maybe remove 1 or 2 years from it. Then when you arrange also, you are arranging 5 years, even some 9, 10 years. You say 20 to 29, 10 years. So if somebody will tell you lie about, say, what's the age? The person is 38, say 35 or 33. The difference is not still up to 10 years. But somebody when you now range 10 to 20 to 39, 30 to 39, 10 years different. You bust people. So people are at liberty. But the guesstimate is still even more accurate because the person, even if it's still tell like can still reduce some, they still, when you are now ranging it, the people that are supposed to be in the same age category will still be in the same age category. So, but by that time, you make the data flexible. You can calculate your mean, standard deviation, everything. Your computer will run it for you. But the other one, it will not run it for you because it's treating it as a categorical variable. So you see, if you still want to, you still have your quantitative variable there. You still have your range there. When you range it later, done the analysis. And if you range it, and they now say no, this range, when you are defending it, they say no, it's not good. You go back. It's just for you to go back and command the computer. It will start to comment again. So that is just the beauty of data. I don't know if I have addressed your concern. Any other one? Any other one? Now, okay, go on.
So when you make mention of the numeric and the string, you said that.
Speak loud so that people can hear.
Yes, sir. I said when you made mention of I'm in the second column now. When you made mention of the string and numeric variables. You said the variable is number, while the string can either be number or alphabets.
Yes.
So my question is, can we just put string in all? Since numeric is a subset of string, can we put string in everything?
Okay, thank you. I like your question because whenever you have a question, it makes the work interactive and it makes you better. So I was just laughing when you said it. If you look at it, if you look at this thing I'm showing now, it's a data set. It's the BMI, we're going to use it also. You will see that all of them are even numeric, but not all of them are numerical variables. Some of them are but all of them are numeric because it's still even the best is to make everything numeric. I will explain. So you know why you cannot make everything string. Anyone that is string, even though you write number there, you cannot use that number. I have not said because we have not, we know I stop along the way. I want to come back to it and now start explaining that. So there's something I didn't say. You cannot use that number for calculation. So if you go and make your, imagine now, you put age there. You write the age, and you now put it as string. Of course, it will not reject it. It will take it. But when you even want to calculate with me, it will not even come and you will see age. You begin to imagine. You see that there is no age in this thing because you cannot use it. You want to go and do t-test, anything that you want to use numerical variable that is a, you will not see it because it cannot, the computer is not treating it as, it cannot compute with it. It's not something computable. You get, so it has to be numeric for it to be computable. And because of this reason, in fact, even when something is categorical like SPSS now, in SPSS, if you are using SPSS, it's better you make it string and not make it numeric so that it will be useful for many, many things. So when you make it numeric, all you need to do is to code it. You may one, you may two, simple. So as we are going on, you're going to see that it has its own advantage, many advantages when you make all of them numeric. I don't know if I know that it may not have expressed all your concern, but as time goes on, you get to understand better. At least you understand something concerning that now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other one? Now, let me start explaining. Let's start with the age, these icons. But when you are creating your questionnaire file. So now I think the best way, the best way now, let me open new one. Let me open new one. Can you see it? Maybe let me share. You may not see it. Let me share the new one I open. I open blank one. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I open. I don't want the one that has the data. Blank one, so that I can use to it make it. So you look at it. This is variable view. Then data view. Variable score. Of course, there's nothing there. You have not created. So if I want to create a new questionnaire, you bring your questionnaire now. You want to enter data. That's how you start from scratch. When you open new one, immediately you can go and save. You may not save yet, but you have to save. Just like the way when you are working in a work document, you can be working without saving, but if anything happens, you may lose it. But you can save from the beginning or along the way you save, or at the end you save, whichever way. It's the same thing here. Now, let me just type something now. The first thing I will advise you is serial number. You know the reason. Serial number should be the first variable in your study. When you calculate you collect your data questionnaire, if they are 300 or whatever, go and number them. Those questionnaire, put number 1 to 300. So that when you are creating that number, serial number you put is a variable on its own. That will be the first one to be created, because if this number you are seeing, especially 1, 2, 3, whatever, even when you go to data view, all this number, it's just imaginary number. It doesn't enter into the computer. It's just for you to see with your eye. So if you don't put serial number, so that when I enter something from 1 to 20 now, maybe in the process as we are analyzing, just look at the data. These people are adults. You just see somebody 7 years. And all of them are adults you have studied, 7 years. Where did they make mistake? Maybe is 27 or 72 you wanted to put, but mistake, or 70. There must be something. You make mistake, the person put 7 years. How do you trace it? How do you know? When you have entered question, maybe something like over 400, how will you know which questionnaire, where did it? So the only way you can know is if you have numbered them serially, and you have, as you are entering them, you are entering their serial number. By the time you sort, you see the serial number of that, where that 7 is. Then, oh, you now say it's number 154. Questionnaire 154. You now go and open the question and now see that person. And now go and check, oh, the 3 was supposed to be 70, not 7. So that is just it. So it's very, very important. Many people, they are mess up their work without doing that, and the work is messed up. And once it's messed up, it's forever messed up unless they go and redo. As simple as that thing is. Serial number is very, very important. So I think that one, am I? So immediately I put, can you see, immediately I put serial number there. Can you see? I just type something under the name. By default, it gives all those characteristics some default value. Okay, let me do another one. Age. As I type age, can you see the same thing? It just gives that default value. Now let's start exploring from that age now. If you click is, you see this option, but we want it to be numeric because they want everything most of the time to be numeric. It has the advantage, as I've told you. That's why they put the default numeric. However, you can change it. Now, you see width. This width. You see something width here, you see something column. You see both of them. They are putting 8, 8. Now, you can change it. You can change it to 9 or 10, any number. Or you can reduce it. The same thing with the color. Change it. The difference between width and the color. Let me explain them together. The width is telling you when you create the name of the variable, how many letters you want appear. If I put 8 now, if I put 8 to the default value, and now say in the name of the variable, and now say occupation of father. Occupation of father is the name of the variable. You know, it's a long, the letter is more than. So when you are analyzing, it will bring, it's only the first 8. In fact, if occupation is more than 8, even it will not even finish spelling occupation for you. It's only the first 8 characters that will appear. But if I put it, maybe I put it 16 or 20. So something like occupation of father now, it will spell it out very well. That is the width. Now, if I say income, household income, that is the width. If I limit it to maybe 8 or 9, maybe household, maybe we not even finish spelling household, we will even see income. It will, where you put it will be there, or where you created it. If I type household income, it doesn't matter. If I can type household income here. But when you are analyzing inside the computer, when you are analyzing inside the software, you will not see the name completely. It only show for character who is making up.
Very good. You are right.
It's matter that it's so much.
Thank you for
I'm Mutea. So the column is that its own is how many characters can you enter when you are entering. You get vision. You know this width is showing you the name of the variable, how many it will show. Then how many characters can you enter is the column. For example, now if I say household income, we make the width 8. It can only, whenever you type the household income, it's only first 8 characters that will show. But if I make the column 8, I cannot enter maybe, is it 100 million? Because 100 million, we have how many characters? It gives you 9 characters. 100 million will give you 9 characters. They have already limited it to 8. I can only enter 10 million at most. 10. So that is telling you the number when you are entering data for that value, the number of digits it can take. That is the column. Whereas the width, the number of the name, the number of the character of the name that will show. I don't know if there's any question. You understand? That one is clear. There is something I've not told you about this of this one. Imagine if I want to say age of mother. Maybe I say I cannot type age and put gap. You will see what will happen now. Age of mother. And you see, he refused it because it does not allow gap. But if I say age underscore, I just put something there. The people now say underscore mother, underscore of mother. Or me, I don't use the underscore. I won't use the underscore. I will start each word with capital. If it's age, I will say age of mother, like this. Can you see? So in creating age, in creating question, name of question, name of variable, it will not allow gap. You can fill the gap with anything, or underscore, or you close the gap. It doesn't allow gap. Okay, let's move on to with. I'll talk about with decimal. The decimal is by default, it gives you 2 decimal places, but you can increase it. Can you see? You can reduce to 0. You don't want decimal. Because there are some variables you don't need decimal. There are some variables they give like height now in meter. You usually use 2 decimal places. There are something 1 decimal place. Something may require 3 decimal if you want to put there. But if you don't need decimal, you remove it. If it doesn't need decimal, you put it there. It will still put .00. .00. It makes the data set untidy. So that's the decimal. If you don't need decimal for that, you reduce decimal to 0. Label. You know, I told you the other time, age is the name of the variable. It doesn't allow you to type. So know that some name, you know, there are some variable. In fact, it's a question or it's a phrase. Have you heard of TB, tuberculosis? Maybe heard of tuberculosis you want to put there. Because the way the structure under the name, it doesn't allow you to, it doesn't give you that liberty. Here, after you want, but just that is why some people here, even here, they just put question 1, question 2, question 3 under the name. They don't bother themselves. They will now come here and now describe what that variable is. Maybe question 1, I can put Q1 here and I say age of respondent. This one give way. Look at it now. I say Q1 and I say age of respondent. Age of respondent. There's room for gap. Or age of mother. Just 1. Okay, sorry. I'm back. So, age of respondent. Can you see? There's room for gap. So that one you can write anything as long as you want to write. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this one? Whatever the variable is, you can describe under the label. Because sometimes it's good to do that because sometimes you have a questionnaire and you want to enter it. You want the file to be as close to the questionnaire as possible, or you want to send to somebody to analyze. So if you send the questionnaire to that person, the person will have entered it by looking at the thing, by using the label, be able to, it's very close. Okay, this is this question this is this one. Have you heard of this? Have you heard? All those things. That's why the label is very, very good. But I hardly use it. I don't use it. But I'm not saying you don't use it. Many people use it. It's good to use it, but I don't use it. I just prefer just creating something. I just forget about it. That's my own personal thing, but that is useful. Then values. Now, these values is only useful. For example, now let's say after we are talking about age here, what we have here, let's say sex. And you know that we do it also. Sex is numeric here, but we know that sex is not numeric. because sex is categorical. We are supposed to enter male or female. But because we want to make it numeric, because it should be useful, it's better as numeric. We want to code it 1 and 2. In that case, any categorical variable that you say is numeric here, you want to say what is the value you have given, what is the quantitative value you give, what is the real value of it, rather. So we now say, okay, you can now say, but when you click on it, it gives you this option. You say 1 is male. The value of 1 here is male. The value of 2 is female. That is what you can see. And even the male female I wrote there, the value I wrote is giving you 2 decimal places because by default, I didn't cancel these 2 decimal places. If I cancel it now, I reduce the 0, come back here. Can you see? 1, 2. That's how to code. So the values here is applicable to only categorical variable. Since you have made it numeric, you have to now say, if it is marital status, you make numeric, you have to tell what 1 is. You're going to enter 1. But what you are telling you in the entering data, you're going to enter 1, 2, 3, 4. So what does 1 mean? If it's numerical, if it's marital status, 1 may mean single, 2 may mean married, 3 may mean divorce, also all those things. Now, missing value, if you click on it, you see option like this. What missing value means is there are 2 ways to look at it. If there's somebody want to ask question, somebody, is there any question? Please, if something is not clear, this is not a presentation where you now wait and when you finish presenting, we ask question at the end of it. No, this is a workshop. Ask your question if you have anything at all.
It all seems just fine and correct. So
If this person asks a question or if the person is making noise,
hello?
matter you are making noise from your end.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Okay, go on. Unmute yourself because I mute everybody. Unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, Abulabi on the line.
Okay, go on.
My own question is that value, that one on that value.
Speak loud, please speak loud, speak loud.
After you have assigned or you have designated certain number to represent, sorry, like 1, you say 1 male, 2 female. If, let's say, I want to change it, you understand? How do I go? Do I go back the same way?
Yeah, you can change it. Let me show you now. You can change it. Look at it. If you want to change it, you just go back. You click on it. You might say, okay, male, you say it's 2 now. You don't want to make it 1. You now say change. You now say it exists before. You now cancel the one that existed. You now say 1 female. Okay. If you even want to add to it also, maybe there's another group, Amafro, whatever, 3. So that's how you can change it. It's very straightforward. And many
question I want to ask.
Okay.
The other question I want to ask is that
go on.
I'm aware that when you are giving values like this, there are variables that are ordinary in nature. Some are ranked.
We are not ready. Don't jump the gun. We are getting there. That question I want to ask is the second to the last option you see there. Measure. You will see. You want to know that scale of measurement. I'm just explaining them the way they appear, and I will explain that question you're asking. So let's talk about missing value. The meaning of missing value is that sometimes there are some questions they didn't answer. Non-response, they call it. Non-response. They don't answer the question. You know all the questions you ask, they answer. And there are many reasons for not answering it. Some, the person doesn't want to answer. Some is not applicable. For example, now, it's only they say if yes. It's only the person that say yes in the previous question that you are asking this question, or if no, so it's not applicable to all of them. The person is not applicable to, it will be blank. You don't even ask the question from that person. And there are many other reasons for it also. It may be he doesn't know. Maybe in the option you are giving, there's no, I don't know. So there are many things that may cause no response, that make a missing value to come. So the SPSS now, there are two approaches to it. Approach one is to use discrete missing value. In discrete missing value, they give you 3 separate options. In this, if look at this option now, you can first of all say there's no missing value. That is, you don't want to. That is by default. Can you say no missing value? That's default. But if they are going to be missing value, the first option there will be discrete missing value. Discrete means that since there are many reasons missing, somebody may not answer a question or that will be missing value. It gives you option to give code, 3 different codes, up to 3 options. That is, give different code. You can give any value, either 7 or 9 or 99 or any value. Let's say I put 9 here, 99 here. I can put 999 here. I put 9999 here. And say my own, I'm not saying this 99 is, I don't know. This 9999 is not applicable. Or maybe 99 is not applicable. 999, I don't know. This one didn't just answer for no reason. It's actually really not respond. It doesn't want to answer. Refuse to answer the question.
Okay.
So that is somebody talking? Question?
Yes, I have a problem like that right now.
Okay. So
like I'm entering the data and there's some of them did not say anything, so I was confused. So
there are reasons, different reasons from no me. So you want to differentiate it when you are entering your data. You now set different values for it. So when you get to that variable now, when you get there, whenever if this for this person is because it's not applicable, you are not even supposed to ask that question from that person. You put 99 there. The person that said I don't know, you put maybe he doesn't know, you put 999 there. The person that refused, you put this one there. The reason you are hearing something 99 high figure is in putting value for missing value. You must give a value. You must give value that will be outside the range of the normal thing. You cannot go and say you want to like age now. If you know that somebody is up to 70 years, at least you have age up to 70 years or around that, and you now want to put 66, you see, missing value 66. So if somebody is 66, the problem there is that when you enter that 66, you have set 66 as missing value. It will not cut that person out for you that is missing. It will not calculate, it will not use the age of that person. It will assume that that person is missing. That is why you choose a figure that will be outside the range of what you are dealing with. Like now, if it is for sex now, I will know that we are putting 1 or 2. We can put 3 as missing value. We can put any figure outside that, above that. It doesn't have to be outrageous. We can say 3, it's not applicable. 4, it doesn't know. This one, and set it like that in your missing value. But if it is something like you're going to have figure like PCV, BMI, or something that has figure or age, that you want to set that type of thing, you must use figure, high figure that is outside the range of what you are going to enter normally. Now,
like an outlier.
Yeah, yes, something that will not exist in your data set, because if something exists up to what you have put missing value, you should knock it out as missing value. Use figure. Now, that is one option. Another option is to use a range. You set a value lowest, highest as missing value. So what it's telling you is that you can enter any value between these things, and you can still put a value here. So in between the lowest and high, you can choose any value as missing value there. But of course, you know that those lowest and highest will be a range that is outside the range of your normal value. But most of the time by default, say no, miss me, I don't use missing value. You know the reason? When you are even running the analysis, it calculates the percentage of the missing value for you on its own. But the beauty of it is that where it will be useful is when you have more than one for a particular variable, maybe you have more than one reason for the missing value. You may set it because it will help you separate it. You may not set it the way I said before. It will help you separate those things. Are you clear with missing value now? Column, I've explained column. Alignment, the alignment, I don't know if you use me or say because it's just like any alignment. You know, if you are dealing with maybe right or left, if you are using a center, it can be right alignment or middle or left. But there's something, whenever the type of variable here is numeric, you are choosing numeric, by default, it will be right alignment. But if the variable type is string, by default, it will be left. Let's say, for example, now, let's change this sex to string. You see what we have. We're looking at the alignment. You know, the alignment there is right. Let's change it to string. See what? Can you see? The alignment change to left automatically. So when your variable there is string, the alignment will be left. If it is right, if it is numeric, it will be left. It doesn't mean that's by default. So you can use your hand to change it. I can even ask string and now come and change it to right. Does not invalidate it. Can you see now? But that one is me that I want to change it. This one that is that is numeric, I can change it to right, left. I can change it to center. It just means that when you are entering the data, the alignment you set is that's what will be showing in the data view. Then measure. This is the question Dr. Omorigi that was raising about ordinal variables. If you remember when we talk about scale of measurement, we talk about nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio. Now, by default, if you put a numeric, it's showing you unknown. But when I change this one to string, it's a nominal. Now, just look at the option there. The options there are three: scale, ordinal, nominal. Of course, nominal, you see, look at the icon. 2, 3 like border, all of them are the same level. Ordinal, when there is a hierarchy, like anything on Likert scale, like level of education, socioeconomic status, anything on Likert scale, like strongly agree, all those things. Anything that has to do with ranking is ordinal. You come and change it here and say it's ordinal scale. But anything that is number, that's why they put scale. This ordinal, can you see a step ladder wise increasing gradually. But this one, you put ruler there that you are measuring something. It's quantitative. So either interval or ratio, you put it as scale. The last one is the role. You will see by default, you will see something like input. Input just means that, and it's one of the variables I are putting in now. But there are some other options. The adaptive is so useful because all those options, they are not so useful because when you are analyzing also, all those things they are there. And I will show you. Like this one now, target variable may mean that, okay, maybe it's the variable that is your outcome variable. Then, but you can have more than one of that in your distance. So you don't need to come and set it here. The one that will interest you is split. Split variable may mean that, okay, this is the variable, like for example now, if you have group, maybe I created a variable called group. I would say urban rural. There are two groups I'm studying, urban rural. I can decide to say is the split variable because it's two groups of the population I'm studying. That group is a split variable. What the world going to use to split. Then partitioning, that one is mean that you are having more than you're going to use to partition to many compartments. But as I said that most of them they are not. That is why by default you see input. Even this split that it appear to be the most useful, but you don't need it also. You don't need to accept it because I'm going to show you when you are analyzing now, we can go and split. We are going to set it temporarily for split. You don't need to set it as default. So that's why you leave them as split, as input rather. So any question, we'll proceed. Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, please, I want to find out about these missing values.
What do you say?
Missing values.
Missing value, okay.
Yes, sir. When you have option as 99, 999, or 9999, is there any place for key to explain that particular variable? In case you want to analyze, you know that this 99 is for not
okay. Well, inside the Spss it's not there. But you know, normally when you are doing your research, you don't know that code book. People usually have code book. Well, it's possible there's a place inside the where you can go and put it to. There, I don't know. But of course, it's you that you are doing the work that you know that this is what this one is when you are putting it. I don't know if I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. So I want to ask again, sir. Is it advisable to leave it empty as it is being done?
Yes, me. Yeah, you can meet me. The way I told you that I don't do missing value. I don't use it. But it doesn't mean that you should not use it. I don't use it personally. And I have my reason for that. Why I don't use it is most of the time, all those options they are giving, most of the time, if I don't know option, they will have put inside that type of questionnaire that I don't know. Or when you are entering it, anyone that I don't know, you can give option. The one who doesn't know, you can give option. Like if maybe, have you heard of what is the, okay, any family history, maybe family history of hypertension. You see, family history of hypertension like this. We will usually call family history like that. Let's say this is a question. You know, you expect yes or no. But somebody may say yes, there is a family history of hypertension. Somebody may say no. Somebody may say, I don't know. You get the vision. So in that case, we can say yes is one in our this year, and no is two, and don't know is three. So instead of me say, because if you don't put this option, anyone that I say don't know, it will be missing. You will not think because you have only two options. And those two options is yes or no. And somebody now say I don't know. So it will be missing. Instead of me to be creating now, say, if it is due to no, I put 99. I would rather put I don't know here. So that they take it, don't know. Don't know, I wanted to. So that is why I don't do that. We now know that whatever remains is really missing the person that decided not to answer. And if there is not applicable, that's because if, let's say, for example, now, there's a question, okay, after this question now, and I say, if there, the next question is, if there is family history, who is the person? Who is hypertensive in the family? You know, it's only the people that say yes here that will answer that question. So I don't need to go and say missing value because it's not applicable, because of course the one that's not applicable it will be missing. The reason is that even if it is missing, when I want to analyze that something, I will select this one first, the family history first, the people that say yes. Those are the people I will select before I will go and run the next analysis, who is hypertensive in the family. I don't know if it makes sense. Don't worry, you get to know this as you progress. Tricky. So those are the reasons many people don't use it also. Yes.
In this kind of, because there are sometimes when
speak loud, speak loud, speak loud. Huh?
Hear me, sir? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes.
I'm saying that sometimes when some people will not just, it's not that they will not just answer some questions in questionnaire. In such situation, do you just write no response? So that the space will not be empty.
That is the real no response. That is the real no response. And as far as I'm concerned, the missing value, that is the real no response. And either if you look at it by default, the SPSS says known, that don't set any missing value. That shows that is the most common thing that will happen. So for me, anybody that has no response, even the SPSS will still run it for you and give you the percentage of those missing. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. It will still give it to you. And what I just say is that the only place may be useful if you now want to separate, because you lump them up together. There may be more than 3, maybe all these people that are missing. Some is not applicable, some don't know, some is really missing. But I'm already saying that why I don't use it, that if I don't know, it's going to be option. I will have put I don't know as option in my thing in the questionnaire. I don't know should be an option in that questionnaire, so I don't need to leave it as a missing value. Because there are some questions, for example, now if you say family history of hypertension, it should not be limited to yes I know, because someone yes no I don't know should be there, because and that's why it's good to do pilot or do pre-test. If you pre-test yours too, you discover that people will go wrong way to tell you what is done there. I like to say this one. When I was in Lagos, I discovered that if I administer questionnaire to people, some people will take pain to write the one that is not there. You know what I find out? An average Igbo person is the person that will take pain, that will say, we just give by that in the option that is not there, he will type, I will write it for you there. If maybe you ask the question, the option is yes, no, and there's no I don't know there, and the person doesn't know, he will write I don't know. That option that is not there, that is his own or his own, he will write it there. So when you go and do pilot with that, it tells you that you need to modify your question to include those things. You look at the picture. So the issue of I don't know should have been part of the question, one. Then if it is not applicable, there's a way we screen it, because if it is not applicable, that shows that there is a question that precedes that make it not applicable. There's a question that precedes that. Like, if it is yes, answer. If it is no. So sometimes some people can even answer, they can even enter something for you. Doesn't care, I don't care. You send me questionnaire now. They say, if it is issue of hypertension, if there is issue, who is hypertensive? The person that say no, you see that under the who is hypertensive, they see to the uncle is hypertensive. And what they have already said no. So the issue there is that you either the missing value or whatever is there, what you do is that I will go and when you analyze it, you select the people that say yes for issue of hypertension. It's only those ones you are going to analyze for the next one. So because of that, the not applicable is already knocked out. So we don't need the missing value to tell us those ones that are applicable. So it's whatever is remaining, if I run it that is missing, is really the non-response. The person that decide not to answer. I don't know if I've made a point, man, or many points. Have I made a point or many points? Can we proceed?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
It's very
So I have
clear.
a question though.
Okay, go on.
Yes, so I just want to based on my little essence, we're told not to, the people, my ancestors advise, or not even advise, they insisted that I should not leave no response at all. Even when I put it, like, if there is a question that has to do with yes, no, and I put the third one, no response, they told me to remove it automatically. That doesn't really make sense. So it's either the person accepted yes or no, that the issue of no response.
Oh, no. I think you are missing something here. You are missing something here. Issue, there's nothing, you don't, in the questionnaire, you don't put option of no response. It is when no response comes in, when nobody, you don't tick any of the option given. They didn't respond to the question. No option was ticked. It may not even be option something, it may be age, something you enter something, it's blank. Maybe something you need to put income, just write the amount, it's blank. That is no response. So the issue of, if you are talking of I don't know now, it's a different thing. There are some questions that require I don't know. There are some questions either yes or no. You answer now. If you are asking question about did you eat this morning or did you take breakfast before you come, you cannot say I don't know, unless it's only because you know it's you. Did you usually take? You cannot say I don't know. But if they ask you question about is somebody diabetic in your family, is there any family see your this thing? If they ask you that have you been diagnosed hypertensive, you can say yes and no. That you will not say I don't know, because they say have you been diagnosed. But even the funny thing, even if you say are you hypertensive, some intelligent people will say I don't know. But you question you are asking if you are hypertensive, you want to know have you been diagnosed hypertensive. That's why you have to ask it very well. Yes, the person will say yes or no. But if you say is there any family history of a particular disease, I may decide I don't know, because somebody may have it, I don't know, in my family. So you cannot say that it's either yes or no. That one is not yes or no. I don't know is an option. So there are some that are yes or no, but there are some that I don't know would be an option. But the non-response is not part of the option.
Okay.
It's when something is not ticked, it's that is non-response. I think we proceed.
Sir, finally, I want to ask, if you are importing data from Excel, will this variable view be generated automatically, or you will do it?
Excel is different from this one. Excel is different from, we are going to see, we are going to look at it. That is why if you look at it, I also give you something on Excel. It's for you to really know how to clean in Excel and move it to Spss. You understand me now? Excel is different. Excel is very, no, this one is able to customize it. The Excel is just for somebody that cannot use this one. If you put in Excel, we know how to clean it. It's for us to clean it. We are not going to use Excel to analyze. We now import it and now clean it with SPSS and now use it. So I think we proceed.
Please, before you proceed, I didn't get the width.
What?
The width.
Okay.
The values under width.
Okay, I said that width. What it means that, okay, let me type something here now. Family income or household income. You know, it will not allow me to put it. Look at, if you count the number of a digit now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, and its width is set as 8 here. Though it doesn't prevent me from typing my, even if it can be as long as you can see. But if by the time we finish now, you enter data in, I start running inside when I go to analyze. I say frequency. This variable you see, you will see only see house O up to L, because that's number 8. Household. D and auto income will not appear. Does it make sense now?
Very well, sir.
Okay, yes, sir.
That's what it means. So
Okay.
inside is something, the number. So if I want it to, I can now increase it here. I have liberty to increase it to as many, even 20 of it. So if I increase it to this one, since this one is not up to this one, I will see this auto income plain there. I will be looking at it. It will appear like that. Now, what of the column? Do you get the column? If you miss the width, how do you get the what of the column?
Please, sir.
Madam, what of the
width,
column?
the width has to do with the number of letter characters, whereas the column has to do with the numeric or numbers.
It doesn't have to be numeric.
For example, you
what
have
going to enter in.
Okay.
What it will take, what I'm saying, let's go now. Let's say after I finish now, I come here. This is data view. Look at this outgo income now. If the column is 8, can you see? Let's say it's 8. The column, the 8, the default they put there. And now come here. For that household income, for this person, and I want to enter 100 million.
Which is 9 characters.
Yes. It may allow you here, but when you are running, it will not appear. I don't know if you understand me now. Just like the other one, it will not appear. So how many will it take? You know, the width is how many of these the letter you will see is the width. How many things can you write, digit can you write inside is the column. Does it make sense?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, thank
you. Welcome.
You.
So now,
thank you.
Question.
Yeah. So
on this very measure where you are now.
What is it?
Sorry, these are line.
Yes.
Is it advisable to put everything as on by the center so that the better pick?
Well, if you want to put it as, you can put it as center, it doesn't matter. Look at it. Where you put it, that's what it means, that when you are entering it, the thing will be in the center. Well, that's what it means. You answer me now. If you enter something there, like for this one now, they also okay, let's say sex. I put it as center. And I say for this person, can you see now?
Yes, sir.
I type one as male, yes, or female. You put it in the center because I've set it at the center. But the group, I didn't set it at center. Can you see? Can you see? The 2 you are seeing is because for this group, the decimal is. Can you see? This one is right. This one says at center. Can you see? So those are small things. No, now maybe what I will ask you to do, I will give you an assignment. The assignment is that you can just go and create questionnaire file in the SPSS like this. Just some few variables like this. Just enter it, create it, and go and enter. Simple. That's how to create. There's no big detail. Now, what I want to do now is for us to, I want us to import, since somebody was talking of SPSS, or do you want us to enter something for this one? I just feel that you can go and do that one. Let's try to import. You have Excel. You want to import it as SPSS. You want to import it into SPSS. I want to stop sharing. I want somebody to do that because we'll soon close because it's already late. And some people, they don't function very well in the night, at night. But let's import that one before. I don't know if you people can see function this 10:30. Can you see function so that we continue or we should stop by 10?
By 10 is okay, please.
Eh?
By 10,
no, we
let's
start
stop.
7:30. Okay. Who is saying by 10? It's only one person.
Yes, 10 is okay.
10 is okay.
10 is okay.
Okay,
Yes.
let somebody. No, actually, my original something is usually 6 to 8:30. Sometimes I extend it to because I discovered that by the time you are eating 3 hours, people's concentration, people start losing concentration. Okay, let somebody, can somebody, okay, let me do it from here because when I say somebody now, we don't have time.
The skill
so
legion, sir. Skill legion.
Yes.
Is it the skill legions you want us to project?
Yeah, I want you to open Spss first. If you have a document in Spss, just show it to us first. I will not tell you how to go and pick the skill legion because the skill legion is in Excel.
I don't know.
Somebody say he doesn't understand. You understand now. So enlarge this or this thing now. Click on this thing and highlight here so that you can see. Thank you. So we want to import, we want to go to file. We want to bring a whether whether you are dealing with SPSS or Excel. If you have a file, you can go and bring it from this file after you have already opened SPSS, whether in a document or blank. So go to open. Data. Click on data under open.
It's also here.
So where did you store that skill list I sent to you, the Excel file you downloaded? Where did you store it? Please be learning because that I decided not to do it on my own so that you know that you can do it. That's why I actually call somebody to do it so that I'll tell you what to do. So where did you save it? Which folder? Where did you save that skill list? Look for it. You don't know where you save it. Some people will have saved it as statistic workshop because it is downloaded from statistics.
I've seen it.
You have seen it.
No.
Now, do wait. You just you know that the way I wanted you to don't type anything. I don't want you to use this method. What I want you to do is to go to the folder where it is, where that skill is showing. You will see that you will not see it there.
You should close this. You should close this page.
I can't remember where.
Okay, don't worry. So stop sharing. Stop sharing. I want to demonstrate something. Yes, I want to demonstrate something. Look at my own now.
Let me go there, sir.
Eh? What did you say?
Can I go there?
You want to go there? You want to share
Can
your
I
own?
share my own?
Okay, share your own.
Yes.
Share a lesson.
This is skill leisure. I should go ahead.
Wait. We have not seen anything. It has not shown.
Okay. Okay, it's booting them.
But I don't think you are doing what we want you to. We are talking about. That's not what I'm saying. It is one because it's not in Spss. If you open it now, double key it, you say it will open for you. That's what I'm saying. Close it or something. Okay. Let me demonstrate what I wanted to demonstrate. Okay. I want him to open SPSS. Okay, wait. open that BMI. Okay, you have closed it. I will have just say open that BMI.
I've not closed it.
Okay, yeah. Go to that BMI.
I'll open the BMI.
Double click on that BMI head. So that it opened the BMI, it opened the SPSS for you. But this your computer that is very slow.
in 1 minute it will, or less, to come up.
1 minute is too far now.
Sorry. Oh yeah, open now.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's not open, maybe you stop sharing. Let me open my own. So this is, let me do my own, please. Yeah, stop sharing. So it's delaying us.
Your own will override. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Share your own.
Yeah, I want to share. So I'm in SPS, either blank or whatever. So I want to go and import Excel. I will now go to File. If I go to File, can you see? I go to Open. And now Data. It will give me this thing. Now, here, the funnest thing is that this is where I pick this folder. This is where that skin lesion is. But you cannot see it because the skin lesion is in Excel. If you can see, the only thing you can see now, everything in SPSS. But the skin lesion is a Excel format. The reason is because the file type we have here is SPSS. For you to see that Excel, you have to change this file type. You now scroll down to Excel. Can you see Excel? As you click,
I don't see it. I don't see you.
I saw it.
Are you sure you didn't see it? I share it now. Can you see what I'm doing?
Okay. You went to File first.
I went to look at what I did now. I came here. It was SPSS that was a default here. It was there. Let me go back to what I did. I go to File. I went to Open.
Okay.
Why it actually took me here because this is where I've gone there before in the course of this this training. I've gone to this folder. If not, otherwise it would have taken me through series of before I get to that place. But it's there, and I bet I'm inside that folder where Excel is. But I cannot see Excel. I can only see SPSS because the default, all the files that are in SPSS are shown, but the one in other format are not shown because this format is the default here. File type is SPSS here. And now click on the arrow and now change file type to Excel. In that case, now I can see all the Excel file. I will not see other type of file. They are there, but I cannot see who is making noise. No. So can you see the skin lesion now? I will now double click on the skin lesion. As I either double click or click on it and open. As I open, it will say, look, the worksheet. Can you see? It's telling me because the issue there is that it's only in one sheet. If let's say I have information in more than one sheet, it will ask you, is it sheet 1 or sheet 2? Or sheet 2 is sheet 3. It will list all the sheets that in the Excel that has information. So for me to click on it, it's only one. That's why that one is telling you that is from cell A1 to cell H151 that you have a data. It's just telling you, right? Just click on. You don't need to go and say remove leading. Just click. It's just giving me some clue about where it is. Just click OK. Can you see now? Can you see my screen? You may not see it unless I share again. You may not see what it has shown me. Let me now share what it showed me. Can you see what it showed now? Look at the skin lesion now. It has read the skin lesion in Excel. But if you look at it, it's not tied to. In SPS, it's not tied to. Because the original something is in Excel. The Excel is still there, but you are just reading it. It's like a window you are using to lens, you are using to look at it from SPSS. If I now want to save it in SPSS now, I will now say file, save as. I will now type the what I want to call it. I can still call it skin lesion. But I tell you how many of it there. Let me just got skin lesion. Let me even draw skin lesion. Let me write maybe new because I have a lot of skin lesion there. Or let me say skin lesion G. So, but you can just call it the same name and now say save. So, when you see now, it has given the name I call it. I can start working on it. I think we want to stop here. From here, tomorrow we continue. We're going to read this Excel and how you go to clean this Excel. If you look at it now, you can click on variable something. By default, the Excel also is somehow intelligent. It will give you some default value, but you now come and change it to the way you like under the variable view. Any question? Any question? So tomorrow we're going to move faster because by tomorrow now this background information you have gotten them. We are going to clean this one and start running. We run all this analysis and do a lot of things. Any question? People are
No,
when
sir.
people are tired.
When you introduce yourself, you work with government.
Please speak loud. What do you say?
If you work with any government establishment at all.
If I work with what?
Work with any government establishment, because you didn't mention it.
Oh, if I work with any government now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
No, I'm not working with government. I'm not working with government.